I'm Tasiah with WSOU, and I'm here interviewing Dead Register. How are you guys doing?
I'm doing okay.
I'm doing great and super happy to be chatting with you. Cheers.
I'm happy to be chatting with you as well. We'll just get started. Just recently, on June 4th, you guys had your album release party at a venue in Atlanta. For your new album, Alive. How was getting to finally perform those songs live? How has that been?
Yeah, our show, while it was great to finally release the record from our hands, Andy, our drummer, spread COVID a few days before the event. So we had to grab a quick fill-in drummer for the evening. So we're super glad that we were able to perform, but we're also super sad that Randy wasn't able to be there with us.
So, you said finally releasing Alive and like actually getting it out of your hands. It was recorded and like made pre-pandemic, correct?
We were ready to. We had pre-production done pre-pandemic, yes.
Oh.
So yeah, it was originally slated to be recorded and released around 2020, like 2020. So we've been sitting on this for quite a while. Yeah.
And you think at the process of sitting on Alive as an album, have you found that any like feelings towards songs have changed?
I don't know. I still regard them all as actually, a few of them have grown on me. So, not being able to actually play them for a good chunk of the middle of the pandemic, coming back to them again was wonderful. Like, oh, yeah, these songs are, not only are they songs we're happy with, they're also still fun to perform. So, if that answers your question. Because I'm stumbling over.
No, you're good.
Yeah, I don't know if outgrow the performance part, like anything's really changed fundamentally, like philosophy-wise for me, philosophically. Can't speak. My opinion.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Yeah.
But it seems like you're going to be making up for that lack of live performance because you guys are going on tour starting June 24th, correct?
Yes. So we'll be celebrating our record release with Randy for 21 days or so. 20, bunch of days. Not a super long tour, long enough. With our friends Cortez from Texas, Austin, Texas. So we can't wait to deliver these songs to a few bodies that are.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's a little surreal sitting on material for such a long time and going, am I really getting to play this? Maybe, am I? Like, what do I feel about this? I honestly don't know what I feel about anything. It's not par for the course of being alive. Like, I have no idea. Do you?
I didn't come to this for an existential crisis. If I had known, I still would have signed up anyway, but I would have been prepared for the existential crisis. So, I do have to note, unfortunately for our local, when I say local, I mean local to WSOU, the tri-state area is unfortunately left out of this tour. However, for our out-of-state viewers, there might be a tour near you. And of course, that does not stop you from coming to New Jersey in the future. So we'll keep an eye out, and hopefully we'll be able to go to a show. But so yeah, keep an eye out in the future. So 4 tours. You guys do your own visuals there. I remember seeing before. Yes. How do you go about producing those? If that's a secret we can reveal. Well, I guess it's not a secret if you reveal it.
I guess there's so many different facets of it. I can't. Let's make that a little bit more specific. Like, are we talking about like videos? Are we talking about photography? Are we talking about flyers?
I think more like specifically, what's your process for deciding, yes, this is going to be behind us when we perform, or no, this is not going to be behind us when we perform?
Essentially, it's just making art that goes with the songs, and you know, I'm a real fan of like dark surrealist art. This kind of gives me an excuse to just be like, all right, I can't have a corporate client pay me for this kind of stuff, and this is my chance to just like some skulls up behind us and fun things like that. You know, just keep it fun and dark.
She's the boss. What am I saying? But what would Tetsuo Body Hammer do? And that's kind of that kind of weirdness, that type of black and white, almost horror-esque imagery, but leaning more towards surrealism and fever, maybe even like. Yeah, that's I feel like I'm always there having to help. I'm always the person on site helping. So. Or bearing the brunt. April's holding the camera and she's, "Hacha! Get over there and move this body on the ground," which we had a friend come over. She ended up on a tarp covered in pepper paint and wig hair that she had ripped out of a mannequin face. Nailing. This isn't going to mean much on a radio show, but.
Screen is recorded, so they might see. Show us it. Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, it was just random. That's what happened last weekend for part of our live visuals.
Oh, is that a sneak peek right there?
Pardon?
That was a sneak peek right there of what's going to be playing? All right.
I mean, essentially, I really enjoy making people do weird stuff. That's kind of my thing.
Based on the music video I watched, I was curious. Like, how did you convince somebody to do that?
I try to find people who don't need much convincing. It works out much better that way.
Definitely freaking out the neighbors.
But I think we do a good job all around freaking out our neighbors. Like, why are these idiots walking around with a bag over their head in their yard, spinning in circles and screaming with a drum set on fire? You know,
we're bad neighbors.
I imagine it would be hard to explain. Besides, it's for a music video. But you said you well, we kind of jumped into producing music videos, which is great because I wanted to know about that. How do you go about writing your music videos? Because you produce these yourself, or at least you have with all of your music videos so far. So we jumped into a little bit of freaking out our neighbors and actually executing the plans. But like, what's your writing process for your music videos?
Well, it's a combination of a lot of things. I think the very first one started with, well, crap, we don't have any money. We don't know anyone. We don't know anyone we trust to make anything. So let's just do it ourselves. So the process goes in general, like I have kind of this overarching idea and art direction and mood and theme I want everything to happen in. And usually it's just this huge, elaborate thing that would cost hundreds of thousands of dollars. And this guy here helps me bring things back to earth a little bit and helps with writing like a real script that, you know, we can humanly feasibly do with us and volunteers.
Yeah, like, okay, here's this extravagant plot that she delivered. Okay, and I worked it out. I do a tentative, and it's like, this is gonna cost like $7,000 to do, and our budget for this is $150 plus some tacos for friends. So, like, what kind of concessions can we make to execute this efficiently and not hate ourselves and still have some fun? Hate ourselves the least and have the most fun.
Having fun hating ourselves.
Having fun hating ourselves.
Sounds like a good song title.
Yeah. Just,
okay.
I saw you testing out a light, so there's a light sitting right next to me.
Oh, my light source automatically turned off. That's what happened. But it was it fit the theme, I think. Very thematic. Totally not something embarrassing we maybe have to edit out later. Don't worry about it. We totally.
We're great interviewees, aren't we?
No, this is wonderful. I have no complaints. We're laughing, we're joking, we're having a good time. My my editor might be mad at me because there's so much not interview time, but it's fine. It's not my job. I won't be mean to him anymore. So totally jumped a little bit away from the actual thing that you want to advertise, which is your album. And I promise I have more questions about that, and I'm going to ask them right now. What do you feel like separates Alive from your previous releases, like Don't Fail Me and Fiber?
Why don't you start this one?
Maybe you don't have to just use those two. Anything goes.
Specifically for this record, probably about 2.5 hours that we kind of filtered through and make this album. We wanted it to be super congruent and super concise for us. We try to play a 30-minute set live when we're not headlining, and excuse me, we like to play more than 3 songs live. So keeping the tracks around 6 minutes or under. I wanted to fit 8 songs on a nice piece of vinyl, and I wanted to be able to play a nice set with a number of different songs. Our songs are all kind of but bringing a different adventure to the listener, more than just 3 songs could do. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, I understand. So, do you feel like do you think you changed your writing process? Because if you tended to write long form and then having to cut it down, or like were certain songs actually once all together, but you cut them into pieces to make the.
I'm not gonna answer that.
Sorry. It's not a bad thing. You had a lot to say, and you got to say it all, even if it's in 3 different songs. That's the challenge for the listeners. Figure out which songs were in the same song.
Yeah. Oh, you'll get a prize if you guess right.
For legal reasons, that was a joke. I don't think we can give you guys anything. So, just in case. We were talking about your sound some more. You guys have a pretty distinct sound, at least to me, where you just have no guitars. Everything is like bass, low, except your vocals, but like that was the vibe that you were going for. And I was really curious because a lot of your sound is based off the specific instruments you have, like the 6-string bass and the regular 4-string bass. And I was curious, which came first, the sound that you wanted or the instruments that you had?
It was. I acquired a Base 6 probably maybe about 13 years ago, and April was living in LA at the time, and we were drinking coffee in Denver, going to see my mom on a cross country something. We were sitting drinking coffee, and I said, "Move back to Atlanta, and you can play synthesizer, and I'll play this Base 6, and we can make a band." And she's like, "Maybe one day." And then, like 5 years later, she's like, "I'm moving back to Atlanta," and I guess we started dating or something. I can't keep it all straight, but it was a whirlwind of hello, and here's this relationship, and okay, you play an instrument and do weird art stuff, and I play an instrument and like to do weird art stuff. So here it is, boom. And that's essentially how we came about, and not by happenstance, but we also love very bassy music, and basically, I mean, we're kind of akin to a standard fair rock band, except everything is just shifted an octave down. Her bass lines are very, very low sub bass, and my leads are in the bass register, but very guitar-esque. So it makes for it leaves a lot more room for my vocals, I guess. For better or for worse.
I mean, I guess instrumentation wise, like I grew up playing piano, and so that's just what I know. And you've been playing bass like 4-string for 1,000 years.
Yes.
So
1,000 years.
1,000 years.
Yes.
So just adding a string to that, and or two, and changing some tunes. It's a pretty straightforward evolution, I would say.
Yeah. But the using like a the basics, just so the writing process is, I don't even know what to say about that. Playing even something that would probably sound pretty dumb on a guitar sometimes sounds really neat on a bass 6 in the register. So playing things I wouldn't ordinarily play, just it ends up making for some, at least what I think, are some really good songs. So, huzzah?
Yes.
And as soon as you figured it out, you said huzzah afterward, as you should.
Yes.
Gonna jump a little bit of topics, but this is just something that I wanted to ask. This is your first full album release under your new record, correct? Seeing Red?
Yes.
How has Seeing Red influenced the most recent years of Dead Register?
Honestly, they didn't really step into the picture until it came down to making physical copies of our material. So they weren't really involved in the production so much, but having them involved, helping with vinyl and the CDs, it's just awesome to have somebody else on your team for some support. Like, oh my God, I'm not doing this completely alone anymore. Like that has been really, really cool. And Tommy at Seeing Red is just a really awesome guy.
Yeah, and I mean, I might be saying too much here, but yeah, we recorded this album ourselves. Had Dan Dixon here in Atlanta, who actually recorded our last album and EP in full. We just recorded it ourselves and had him mix this a lot record for us. It was ready to go. We were shopping the record around, and Tommy from Seeing Red years back had mentioned, after he heard our Fiber LP, he's I would have put that out if I would have known. And he and I just started talking, and he, before even being involved with Seeing Red, he on the human telephone sat and talked with me for a number of hours just about the music business, the climate of what's been happening, and really just ended up being more of a friend than a label head. So I guess our partnership of licensing our music to see it be put on vinyl and CDs is just like a glorious high five. So, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I keep it that makes sense because I genuinely don't know if any of the words that have come out are actually pulling together to make even sentences. I hear it all in my head, but yeah.
That's why we do stuff like hold instruments, because sometimes we can't talk conversation, human words proper correctly-ish.
Yeah.
Gonna wildly switch topics again because words
not?
human speaking. Flow
Yes.
conversation. What is it? I don't know. That's a joke. WSOU, please don't get mad at me. I promise I know how to do this. Anyway, so back to the tour that's going on later this month. How has tour prep been going? I imagine it's close to the dates almost. It's COVID's made it a whole thing. You know, there's too many unpredictable factors. How's that being handled right now?
Just take it as it goes. You know, we have a plan and we're going to stick to it as much as we can, and we'll deal with things as they come up because that's the only way you can do anything these days. Like, I'm going to walk to my mailbox today. Well, no, there's a rabid dog, and the mailman is having a fit and it's hailing, so maybe not.
So we're forward thinking. Oh look, I was at our local grocery store, and for some reason they had $14 bags of beef jerky marked down to $2.50. I'm going to buy them all. So we have some band snacks galore. We have coffee. We have an iced, a cold brew contraption for the van. We have a bed to sleep in the van. We're just about ready.
So essentially, if there's a rabid dog in between us and the mailbox, we can drive our van to the mailbox while eating our beef jerky.
Honestly, it sounds like the van's the place to be right now. I'd take it.
We have a fan that I guess we're gonna use for the first time. That April cut a hole in the top of the van, and we wire it up to a secondary house battery with a relay that charges from our alternator. So we should from that battery have a fan going the entire night without draining the van's primary battery. You know, it might be a little steamy and sweaty in the van in Texas in July, but I suppose we're gonna have to make do.
Yeah, it'll be all right.
It'll be great.
Well, as great as this van sounds, unfortunately, the fans are going to have to miss out on that. Unless you're gonna let them in your van, that's your business. I don't care. Is there anything in particular you're excited for the fans to see while you're on tour?
So repeat that. I'm sorry.
I said, is there anything in particular you're excited for your listeners and people who are going to the show to see there or hear there?
We'll start with our last single, which is not this album, Remote Don't Feel Me, that we released during COVID, so hear that. I guess that's we can celebrate with our last single that isn't on the live LP, along with whatever song we're playing. Lots of ums.
Lots of ums. I think just in general, I'm excited that we get to deliver our entire package to anybody who wants to see it. You know, having not been able to get out much, it's like anything at all that we can present. Like, here, have a patch. Here's me handing out a sticker. Like, Even like the little minute things I'm like excited about.
I'm excited to eat some burritos. San Antonio had some of the best tacos we've
Oh,
ever
you do
had.
not need to tell me. Sorry, I'm from San Antonio. You're like boosting my ego right now.
Yeah, it's
Oh my god, can you please mail us some tacos?
when you go home, make it a point.
I don't think the sour cream's gonna make it through. I don't think that's a good idea.
I want to say there's this place called Jalisco. I think that's the one. Jalisco with another. Is it Jalisco?
I don't think so. That was that was some other place in Florida.
I'll have it on my Google Maps. I'll have to look it up. But we've eaten there every time we've gone through, and we walk out of the restaurant about to die because the tacos are about the size of watermelons. And
Yeah.
I ordered 3, and that's enough for like 4 people. Oh my god!
We order extra and keep it in the dashboard.
Yeah.
Here, I'll tell you what. When I go to your show in San Antonio, I'll bring some burritos maybe, if I can afford that. We'll see. I make no promises. I'll probably have to cut that part out, but it's fine.
I think it would make for that's good listening right there.
Yeah, because we do get really excited when we get food from our fans and such.
Yeah, part of our we have a very loose rider at the clubs, i.e., not much of anything. So we cast a net. Hey, we're coming to your town. If anybody has any leftovers, please bring them. And if you have a shower, that would be super nice too. And half of the time it seems to work. We've eaten some really amazing food from just people bringing crock pots uh, uh, and crock pots and regular non-crock pots. Yeah, it's just the mystery dinner that we get to look forward to, or the sadness when no one delivers. So we'll see. We'll see what the magic 8 ball has in store for us for dinner.
All right. And last question of the night. Is there a song that you particularly want audiences to hear beforehand or live for the first time, whichever specific you want, or just like one that you're particularly proud of? You can have different answers.
We've been playing these songs for such a long time. I'm trying to think of what we haven't played live. So, this is a very difficult question. I'm actually looking at our album list right now, and I mean, I would say my favorite song to play in general is Two Silhouettes. It's I feel it's very cathartic when I play it, and it takes me on a journey. Like there's a lot of parts going on. It's long enough where you can kind of dig into it and go to a couple places and just get into it.
All right, Two Silhouettes.
I can't wait to deliver that one again. If not,
so are we actually agreeing on the same song?
I'm just gonna take one for the team and agree.
All right.
I'm gonna go ahead and say Randy would probably agree too.
Yeah.
Hopefully Randy doesn't come at me and correct you guys, but
well, I mean, if he does, then there's more content.
Then we can shut him up with a taco.
Yeah.
Well, that's all for this interview. If you guys want to come back, I will not stop you. Contact whoever you need to contact. I'll take it again. I'll be ready for the existential crisis this time.
Yeah.
And hopefully not give you guys any.
Oh no, we're there.
Yeah. The existential crisis is what we are. I think the entire project is an existential crisis.
Yeah, it's a nebulous, vacuous, existential nightmare incarnate. Maybe, perhaps, yes.
Yeah, I mean, if you enjoy being in horror movies, that gives you joy, which gives me joy.
Beautiful, picturesque horror movies.
Yeah, like Alien.
I am unfortunately not a horror movie buff, but I'm sure someone who watches is. So somebody got that reference. Be sure to check out Dead Register on all streaming platforms where they're available, and their tour for the summer from June 24th to July 12th, featuring Cortege. I learned how to say their name. It was great. Keep an eye out for where they're going to be, if they're going to be in or near your city. And thank you guys for being here.
And I can't wait to hear the edited version of this so we don't sound like complete idiots.
I don't make the editing decisions, but you did ask to keep it, so I'm sure the editor will. Maybe. I don't know. I make no promises.
Awesome. Well, we had a blast. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. I will be happy to see you live.